Hello, everybody. I'm hoping that you all are doing well tonight. Thank you for joining me, whether it's in live or on replay. Thank you, guys, for all of your support. So, tonight is going to be a very quick little review. We're going to review very quickly another work of Edgar Allan Poe. It's called A Dream Within a Dream. And of course, many of you will know the line, the last line of the first stanza. A stanza is basically a first paragraph, if you want to look at at it that way. I'm sure poets out there will slap me on my head and say, no, that's not right. Here's a full right. But that's one way to look at it, guys. Okay. So like I said, it's going to be a very quick live. To be honest, I'm fairly tired. I this week started a second part-time job, which means that after 2.5 years of working part-time and only having to go to work for 1 p.m., I now have to be in work from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with an hour break. So I am a bit tired, I have to admit, but I'll survive. It's 40 hours. It's not the end of the world. My system just isn't used to it. I will need a couple of weeks and then I'll be in the right rhythm of things. Anyways, so it's going to be sort of like I did the last time I read and reviewed an Edgar Allan Poe poem. In this case, I will read a couple of lines from. Sorry, I have to refine where I got the page. But actually, I can. Excuse me. I'll be able to read one of the lines from. Excuse me. From Wikipedia itself. I did include in the description the links to the poem itself on Wikipedia. Wikipedia has an audio book of the actual poem itself. And you can also read the poem as well. So I definitely recommend that you check that out. And you can listen to it for free. It is copyright free as well. So please definitely use that resource if you want to. So if those of you are like myself who are book reviewers, are into poetry, whatever that case might be, see if Wikipedia has it on and has an audio book. I noticed that they also are associated with LibriVox, which is where they got their audiobooks. Okay, now the reason why these audiobooks are free and copyright free is that they have volunteers reading the content. Okay, and they also use works that are in the public domain, meaning that they're not purchased, they're not linked to any particular publisher or individual, etc. So these are often works that are from the 1800s or earlier in history, right? So think of a work from Homer or I don't know, the Bible or something, right? Works that have been around for, at least a good, 150 years, 200 years, at least or more, right? So, like I said, books that, are not associated to a particular person or organization. So that's why you can read these books for free. Hello, before the billion. Thank you for being here. Comment ça va, mon ami? Hi, Audrey Willis. How are you? I believe this is the first time you're here with me. Welcome. I hope you're going to enjoy this quick little review. Like I said, it's going to be, 5-10 minutes of just me jammering away. So I'm going to quickly review the book, the poem, I should say. of Edgar Allan Poe called A Dream Within a Dream. Okay, so nothing complicated here, guys. It's a very short poem, only two stanzas or paragraphs, if you rather call it. And I'm just giving you guys my own personal thoughts on this, right? So if you guys have read it, or after reading it or listening to it, because I will play the audio version of it. If you guys have your thoughts, please let me know, guys, right? This is an open discussion. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like or share my opinion. You're more than welcome to have a different opinion of me, of the work, of anything, right? I hope that you guys feel that you can come out and just say whatever it is that you want to say. All right, so without any further delays, I'm going to quickly read a couple of the lines, but then we're going to go to the actual poem itself being read out. Okay, where? Okay, oh, there it is. Okay, so like I said, I'm just gonna read in my obviously my own voice very quickly, but I'll show you guys the poem as well as it's being read, so that way you guys can hear it and see the poem at the same time. Okay, so just give me a second to set up everything here, guys, and we're gonna get going. I hope Audrey and Before the Billions, I hope that both of you are doing well tonight. I hope you had a great week, guys. Okay, no, that's not what I wanted to do. No. Abort mission, abort. All right, so yeah, that's where I want to go. Here we are. There we go. One day I will master all of this and it'll be a smooth transition show. So this is the whole poem, guys. I know it's so much. Oh my god. So as you can see, it really is just two paragraphs. There's what dozen lines, if that, in both. So it's a very short poem. So that's why I was saying, guys, this is going to be a very quick review. So nothing very complicated. I'm going to read the first couple of lines, but I will, as you can see here, Wikipedia has integrated the audio book to the poem itself. It is absolutely free. So you're not being charged to listen to this or to play it or what have you. And it is also copyright free. It is in the public domain. So if any of you, like I said earlier, want to play this, have featured this on your channel, be sure that you can do so. I think, let me just be sure if I can see. Okay, I'll show you guys where it says that in a second. Afterwards, remind me if I forget, guys, but afterwards I'll show you where it says that you guys can use all of this for free and why I'm not worried, because you guys know me well enough, or at least some of you do, that I'm fairly on the ball when it comes to copyright. I want to make sure like a lot of content creators, I want to make sure I don't get any kind of claims or problems or anything else like that. So good, Audrey. I'm glad you're doing very well tonight. Great. So let's get going. So obviously, like I said, this is Edgar Allan Poe's A Dream Within a Dream. So we're going to read just a couple of lines and then I'll let the audio play itself. So we're just going to read the first, let's say 3 lines, okay? Take this kiss upon the brow, and in pardon from you now, thus much let me avow. Okay, so I'll let the audio play for the whole poem, and I'll leave this up on the screen so that way you guys can see the poem. Let me lower it just a little bit so you guys have it. There we go. Okay, it's not perfect, but okay, look at it. Okay, there we go. So here we go.
Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow, you are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet, if hope has flown away in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep. And while I weep, oh God, can you not grasp them with a tighter clasp? Oh God, can you not save one from the pitiless wave? Is that all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream?
And that's it. Okay, so obviously not a very long stanza or anything else like that. And as you can see, you can download both this and you can download the audio as well, right? So you're gonna click on that and click that one, okay? And you can download it as well. All right, so I'll show you guys how to why I feel absolutely safe sharing the audio with you guys without any concern. Let me get okay. Where did it? I had it before. Okay, let me try to remember. I'm trying to remember how I got to that page where it showed me that I could. Okay, I think this is where I need to be. Yeah. Okay, okay. There we are. So I'm gonna just re-show you guys and why I'm confident that I'm able to share all of this without any issues. So here we are. So this is the other link one of the links I said. So it sees I, the copyright holder of this work, da 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 da, and it gives you all of this. Okay, guys. So that's why I feel confident of being able to share this audio without you, without fearing a copyright strike. And even if a copyright strike or claim does occur, I know I can go back to this and show them, hey, I already have permission, bugger off. All right. So always look for that kind of thing, guys, when you are trying to share content that you know is not technically yours, right? I'm not Edgar Allan Poe, I think, you know. So obviously, guys, always double check that. Now, my thoughts on this poem. Now, in this poem, basically, a lot is said in very little. As you guys can see, it's a small poem of maybe 20 lines, give or take, right? So 2 dozen lines. And my first impression of it is I got a lot of associations with Descartes, okay, who's a French philosopher. Well, like philosopher. I say philosopher, but he's the kind that, like a lot of people of his era, did a lot of work in a lot of different domains. Philosophy was just one of the many things that he dealt with. A lot of uh, academia or thinking people were like that, where they talked about religion, they talked about philosophy, they talked about science, and a whole bunch of different topics, right? So some of you might know the Cartesian map, right? So that little graph paper that you guys make to create a graph, right? To say, okay, if there's X amount of men and so many of them are 80, so many of them are 90, so forth. How does that look on a graph? That's what he created. That's from Descartes. Okay, so the Cartesian map, that's him. Okay, so last I was saying is that he's done so many different things, but he's also known as a philosopher. Okay, so he's the one that came up with, if I think, therefore I am. Okay, so he's like I said, like a lot of people of his era, very much a diverse man who's had a lot of different thoughts. And in this poem, I kind of thought about that because you got a sense with, especially with the 2 lines that say, is but a dream within a dream. One of Descartes' work was questioning what makes reality, what guarantees that we have value, we have purpose, what's the meaning of life, right? So that's like a lot of philosophers of his time, they question pretty much anything and everything, right? What's moral, what's right, what's wrong, what's good, is there such a thing as good for good's sake, right? So they posed a lot of big questions and came up with their own, thoughts and ideas and things that, oh God, that person over there is an idiot. They don't know what they're talking about, but I have the right answer kind of thing. So Descartes kind of was one of the first that came with that whole separation of mind and body, right? Because in his philosophy, he thought, like, look, the whole world around us could be a complete dream, right? So think like somebody like Elon Musk, for example, who thinks that we could possibly be in a machine, in a computer, right? That our world is just ones and O's and zeros, right? So Descartes sort of had that same kind of idea. Obviously, it wasn't to the point of us being in a machine, but it was that same kind of philosophy in the sense of what are we so sure about our world? Like, I could be dreaming right now. When you go to bed and you have a dream, in that moment you swear that you're there, right? So obviously, if you're with your significant other, and it's a very good dream, if you know what I mean, take the hint, guys. Okay. um you're going through the same emotions as you would go through if you were in quote unquote real life. But then of course you wake up and, oh wait, I'm just in bed sleeping, and my significant other is on their business trip, maybe they're at school, whatever the case might be, right? But they're just not they're not sharing the bed with you, right? So it's a different a reality. And that's the kind of thing that with this little short poem that I got, where it's like Edgar Allan Poe is really questioning, like, uh, what is the whole point of all this? What is, like, where am I? What am I doing? You know, in a day, in a night, is one of the other lines where he says, like, look, all of this could be what's the difference? Like, all of this could be just illusion. We have no idea, you know what I mean? So, it kind of reminded me of that philosophy of questioning reality, of questioning, like, our place in the world. So it was really fun to see that for a lot of people, you have those questions and those, okay, where do we go from here kind of mentality, right? If, let's say, we're all just in a computer simulation. What now? Is my life not meaningful anymore? Am I useless if I'm just a digital thing, right? Or just a dream of somebody else, right? When I go to sleep, that's when that person wakes up, right? Like, I don't know if you guys have those kinds of weird thoughts like I do, but you know what I mean? Like, how do I know that, like, my sleeping moments, that's when the other person is awake? And when I'm awake, that's them sleeping and dreaming of me. Like, there's so many different ways of looking at life that there's nothing guaranteed, right? And when before I was born, I wasn't conscious of myself, right? And even when I was born, none of us remember our first few months. I would say none of us would even remember our first 2 years, right? Try to go back to your earliest memory, right? When was that, right? Was it when the day you came out of your mother? No. I know I didn't. I don't remember that. I don't think I know anybody who remembers that, right? We know because our parents tell us, because we have a government paper like the birth certificate that says, well, Audrey Willis was born on this date, this time, this place. Her father is this person, her mother is that person, and, oh well, before the billions, he was born on this date, this time, blah blah blah, right? But that's what they tell us, right? We don't know that. We have no idea. For the 3 first 4 years of our lives, right? We're not self-aware. At some point, we do become aware, and we do, wait a minute, I have this body, I have these hands, these things, and I have if you're a girl, you have a vajiji, you have boobies and all that, and boys, well, you guys know what you have. And you're aware that things happen, right? So, but before those 2 years, you don't know. You're taking your parents' word, right? when you ask your parents what was my first word, you kind of have to take your parents at their at their word, that they're telling you the truth, that your first word really was daddy or candy or whatever it was, right? um so a lot of it could be at age 2. Yeah, there you go, you see. So it's like for 2 years, who knows what like who knows where you were and what you were doing, right? And of course, this is just all me rambling here. I could be completely wrong, right? I'm just talking, guys. So if you guys have different thoughts or ideas, please let me know either in the chat like Audrey, or in the replay, if you're watching it on replay, I should say. Leave me a comment, say, hey, I think this is what I think. This my first memory was at 1 years old, at 3 years old. I think my earliest memory that I know for sure I have is like at 5 years old, I think. I mean, I probably have earlier than that, but I'm just like, okay, when did I do this? When did I do that? So it's really weird, like human memory is weird like that, like you don't uh, that's why a lot of people wonder. I'm one of those people that, as much as I love technology, I like having physical books, uh, because you realize that memory, there's something about it where it has to involve as many of your senses as possible. Um, so if I tell you musty book, you know that smell, right? At least many of us know that smell. With that smell, oh, I remember reading Stephen King. I remember reading this. I remember reading with my mother, my father, whatever the case might be, right? You know, if your parents read a book to you and maybe you were sitting in their lap or something, you remember the warmth of their body. You remember maybe your mother wore a certain perfume, or your father had a favorite shampoo or whatever. You remember that smell, right? So the more you of your senses you involve in the more memory, the more it flocks into your brain, and the more your body and brain develop because of it, right? So it's so important to get as many of your senses involved in your memory, particularly if you're trying to remember things for school, right? So always have a coffee around you with a certain smell. Have if your school smells a certain way, make sure to have have that smell around you if you can, while you're studying, so that like the smell of your school when you do an exam will bring that out of you. And oh yeah, I remember this, I remember that. Anyways, obviously went on a tangent that had very little to do with the actual poem. So let's get back to it. But basically, that was my overall like thought of it, was like it just brought that connection to Descartes, and that sense of like, what's reality, what's the world that I live in, where do I go if it is a dream, right? So that famous line that he has is but a dream within a dream, right? Oh well, actually, the whole thing is all that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream, right? So we're just these ones and O's in a machine, and once that machine turns off, we all go bye bye, right? Um, so it also questions, what are we truly capable, in a vision or none, right? um you know uh it kind of also questions that the sense of good and bad. And if I'm just a figment of somebody's imagination, what does it matter if I do something wrong? It's just a dream anyways, right? um so I like the fact that it really questions reality and questions our place. If the world isn't real, do we still have purpose? Do we still have meaning, right? Where does that meaning and that purpose come from, right? uh and I do like that even it involves God to some degree in this poem as well, where in the second stanza he's like, "Oh God, can I not grasp? Oh God, can I not save?" Right? So you kind of have that question of, well, if this world is fiction, what about God? Is he the storyteller, or is he fiction too, right? So if if somebody goes to me, oh, listen to the Bible, why should I, right? Why should I listen to the Bible? The Bible isn't real. God isn't real. It's all fiction, right? It's all a computer, right? It's all ones and O's, like I said before, right? So it puts in a lot of, where do we go, what do we do? And like I said, this is all 20 lines, right? And yet you have all these big questions of, what to do. So let's see what Audrey says here. He seemed very tormented that he could not have a definite answer. Yes, there a lot of people do say that about Edgar Allan Poe, and there were certain moments when you read his biography. I think his father abandoned him as a child, if I remember correctly. So you can see that he's had quite a few negative experiences in his life, and you can definitely see that does play in his writing style and the topics that he covers and so forth. So he's definitely not a quote unquote happy go lucky type person. Um, but I think with him in his poems, it wasn't necessarily like a lot of people in the 1800s. It wasn't about him giving you the answer, right? And I don't think any philosopher or writer should give you the answer, right? There should be a certain amount of ambiguity to their work, right? um yes, when they should give you, if especially if it's a character. Here it's a small poem of two stanzas. You don't even know who's speaking, right? You don't know if it's a guy or a girl, if they're black, white, tall, short, skinny, if they're Christian, if they're Muslim, if they're atheist, right? You have no idea who it is that they're talking about. But by remaining neutral like that, by not giving an answer, and I think it actually adds to the experience, in my opinion, because you can put yourself as the person who's asking the questions, who's saying the words that are being, that was on screen earlier. It's easier for you to put yourself in that place and say, well, what's the answer for me? Where do I go with this? What do I think of this? Do I think Edgar is right on what he's saying? Do I think he's wrong? You know what I mean? It to me, that's the joy of a lot of Edgar Allan Poe's work, is that you can put yourself into the character, you can put yourself into the story if you want to, right? Now, again, Audrey, this is just my personal opinion here. I'm just having a conversation with you. You can still say, she still was, and you're full of BS. What are you talking about? It's absolutely fine. Hello, hello, the amazing MNG. Thank you for being here and always being so supportive. Happy Friday to you as well, my dear friend. I will be watching. I'm hoping that you're going to produce some more content, because I think you haven't. I did watch a few of your videos last night, but I don't think you've made any in a while. If I remember correctly. So please come on, put out some more content. I want to support you as much as you support me and other people. I know you're around in the quote unquote YouTube streets. And same thing for you, Audrey. I know you're new to my channel, but I definitely want to check out your channel probably this weekend, but not guaranteed. But I definitely will show you some love as well. So thank you guys again for being here and being so supportive of me. I know it's Friday night. It's 9:51 where I am. It's Eastern Standard Time where I live. And I think Amazing Emma G, it's the same for you. If I remember correctly, you're in Jamaica. I don't know, Audrey, where you are, but I believe you're probably American and most likely Eastern American, but I'm not 100% sure. But correct me if I'm wrong, Audrey, if you're still here with me. But anyways, that's pretty much like I said. It was going to be a really quick review, nothing elaborate, and let's talk for an hour and a half on this one poem, right? Basically, that was my thoughts of the poem, and kind of that ideology and ideations that I have on that particular poem, and like I said, one of those quickie little videos that I'm going to do. I wanted to go live tomorrow, but I may not actually go live. But it's not. I'm still not deciding. Tomorrow morning, if I do go live, it'll probably be between somewhere between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. That kind of thing, right? That's when I have my lives with my movie reviews. So I might have to look around maybe to tie it into Edgar here. I might try to look at try to find a Edgar Allan Poe movie that I might have watched, or one that involves Edgar Allan Poe. Ohio. Okay, good, good. Thank you, Audrey, for letting me know. Good. I knew. I'm like, Ash, you're definitely American by the way you're speaking. I'm like, maybe Eastern. Okay, well, Ohio. Okay, great. Welcome, welcome. I'm from Montreal, Canada. All right. Yes. All right. All right. Amazing energy. Okay. Thanks so much. Da, da, da. Yes, yes, definitely. And I know amazing energy. Look, it's like I get being a content creator is definitely not easy. Definitely not. Yeah, I'm looking at my watch hours like, oh my god, stop going down. What are you doing to me? Hello, hello, easy but fancy. Thank you for being here and for supporting me as well. So I was reviewing Easy but Fancy and Amazing Energy, the poem "A Dream Within a Dream" by Edgar Allan Poe. Since I don't want you guys to miss out completely on it, because I'm almost done, I will replay the audio, and it'll also give me a chance to. I feel like my throat is dry here a little bit, so what I'll do is do two things. I'll get the background music. So for you guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but StreamYard now has background music that is a feature of StreamYard itself. So you don't have to go anywhere else to get the music. And it is also free and copyright free. So don't be afraid of, oh my God, what if I get a claim? No, don't worry. And you'll be able to play the music without any kind of problems. Okay, you do have to adjust the volume. Okay, but you will be able to play the music without worry. So here we are. So this is one of the songs that you have on StreamYard for free, copyright free, available to anybody from what I understand. And you guys are saying hi to each other. Fantastic. That's always what I like to see. Yeah, exactly. Yes, it's if you have StreamYard, okay, uh, it's on the right hand side. I think you probably already know. You have your comment, your brand, banners, brand, and private chat. When you click in the brand, okay, on the right hand side, if you're on computer, I'm talking about if you're. I don't know what where it would be on the if you're on your live streaming on your cell phone, but I think it's if you're, I think, but I'm not guaranteeing this. If you're live streaming from StreamYard on your cell phone, it'll probably be on the bottom of your screen. You have the little three dots that you have to click on to get more stuff. It'd probably be in there somewhere, but don't quote me on that one though, because I rarely ever go live on my cell phone. But on the computer, on the right hand side, look for brand. You're going to click on that. Then you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom. Okay. I have a lot of stuff, so I have to go really all the way down quite a bit. But basically, at the bottom, you'll see then background music. Like I said, you would adjust the volume, which is going to be the little line. You make sure that loop is checked. Okay. And then you just click on whatever song title that you think is interested. And that's it. That's all you have to do. And yes, it is copyright free, claim free, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, and it's free. And I think, if I remember correctly, it's available to any type of account that you have, regardless of whether you pay or you have a free version. Okay, but correct me, guys, if I'm wrong on that. No problem, easy but fancy. So in a second, hello, hello, Gail. How you doing? Moderator extraordinaire. I hope you're enjoying the music, Gail. So tonight, Gail, is a quick little review that I did of Edgar Allan Poe's "A Dream Within a Dream." Now, I already shared my opinion. I'm gonna have some music, but I'm going to um, just in case, I'm gonna lower the music just a little bit because I'm going to play the audio file as well. But let me know, guys, if you can't hear the audio book. Okay, and I'm gonna play the audio book in a second, guys. Just gonna readjust the screen here. So give me a second here, and I'll also take time to get something to drink. I hope, Gail, you're doing well tonight. I did see part of your surprise live that you did a couple of days ago. I haven't had a chance to watch the whole thing, but I definitely enjoyed the few minutes that I was able to actually sit down and watch. So here we are. So this is the poem, and I'm just gonna lower it just a little bit so you guys can see it, and we're gonna let it play. So let me go know, guys, if you can't hear the poem. Okay, so I'm playing it in 3, 2, 1.
Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow. You are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet, if hope has flown away in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within the dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep. And while I weep, oh God, can you not grasp them with a tighter clasp? Oh God, can you not save one from the pitiless wave? Is that all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream?
And there we have it. So I hope you guys did hear it. Okay. Hello, hello, knowledge and relationships. I wish I had a sound effect. I need to figure out how I can share my Amazon playlist or wish list, I should say, and like, because I definitely need a good microphone and some a soundboard, and give you that like a unique special effect. And every time I see you, I'm gonna play that special effect. But yeah, because I just soundboards, my goodness, they could be expensive, but I definitely want to improve my equipment here. Um, so yeah, so I'm not gonna go repeat a word for word, obviously, everything that I said in my review, but basically, excuse me, to recap for Audrey, not for Audrey, you were here before. For Easy but Fancy, for Gail, and of course for the amazing Emma G. As you heard with the poem, for me, I linked it a lot of it to what's his name? Oh yeah, René Descartes. I was stammering before on his first name. I wasn't sure. I just said Descartes instead. Descartes is a philosopher, a mathematician, like a lot of people, a Renaissance man who does a little bit of everything. And Descartes is the one that came up with "I think, therefore I am," because for me, in both the poem and in Descartes' philosophy, there's that question of what is reality, what's real, what's fake, right? Um, yeah, it's free. Then how come you're not sharing the link with the rest of us, knowledge? Come on now. Don't be greedy. Where's the link? Why aren't you telling me about this? Come on now. Come on, brother. My goodness. Yeah, no, I definitely want to get that kind of stuff going for me. I know there's a few, some of my shows and stuff. I'm like, I need a button for this. I need an effect for that. And let me know, man. Let me know. Hit me up, man. Hit me up. Come on, man. Hook a sister up, man. Come on. Don't be greedy, man. Don't be greedy. Exactly. Sharing is caring, knowledge. Come on now. But yeah, so yeah, and yeah, so basically, is that poem for me? I really saw a lot of Descartes' ideas, and I think I'm trying to remember what that. I think it's metaphysics on thought. I think something like that. I can't remember the whole title of that book. And it was a big book. I had to read it for university, at least part of it, and in French on top of that. And I'm telling you, it was like it broke my head. I'm still in pain, like trying to like think about it and talk about that book. But basically, in that book, especially the first part of it, he goes through a whole questions of like, what's reality, right? When you dream, you think you're in the real world, right? If you're, with the example I gave earlier is if you're with your significant other, right? And you're, having adult activities with them in the moment, you really think that you're doing that, right? But of course you wake up and, oh, that was just a dream, man. And of course, even if you're in reality, right now I'm having a conversation with you guys, right? How do I know you guys are real? You're literally, guys are, in my perspective, you guys are just ones and zeros, right? You guys are little icons in a computer, right? That's literally ones and zeros, right? So how do I know, how do I know you guys are real outside of the world? And even if I'm touching you, even if I'm talking with you face to face, right? Some of us are blind, some of us are deaf, right? So how do we know reality? How do you, like, you can't always trust your senses, right? Something might feel cold or you might feel hot, right? Well, yeah, yeah, you're definitely, Gail, you are a robot. We know that for sure. The way you work, Gail, yes, you're definitely a robot. Yes, yes. Thank you, knowledge. Thank you. Yeah, no, for sure. Because I definitely want to get more into, I try to do editing as well, and I do you know, I don't want to say professional because I don't want to make it sound like that's my career, but I have been paid to do editing, so I definitely want to up my game a little bit and really get into that. So, thank you, knowledge. Hit me up. You know where to find me. You know my address, right? So, send a girl some love, man. I love your love. Come on, man. Don't be greedy with your love, man. Come on, come give me a hug. It's your birthday. Like 50 cents. It's your birthday. Come give me a hug. All right, guys. I'm fooling around. I'm fooling around. But pretty much that's most of what I wanted to say, or all of it, I should say. Like I said, this was a quick little live, quick little 45 minutes of me talking about, this particular poem by Edgar Allan Poe, "A Dream Within a Dream." In the description, I did link the three files. One of them is, of course, for Edgar Allan Poe himself. The other is, of course, for the poem, and the other is for the audio file. Okay. Now, what I'll do is I'll share with you guys because you guys have been so, patient and everything. Here we are. I'll share in the chat the Wikipedia link to the poem. In that link, you'll see a picture on the right hand side. Under the picture will be the audio book as well. So if you guys um, want to check out that for yourself, feel free. And knowledge and relationship, I know it's Tammy has her book corner. Let her know because I know you. I think you have your live tonight. Do you have a live tonight? I'm pretty sure now you have a live or soon, right? Let Tammy know just in case she doesn't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to be presumptuous, right? Wikipedia oftentimes, not always, but even oftentimes, they sometimes have audiobooks that are free to use and that you can play on your live streams without worrying about copyright claims and okay, and it's free to use. Okay, so let her know for me, please, if I'm not able to tell her myself. Okay, thank you. So here is the link for the poem. So hopefully you guys check it out for yourself, okay? But the poem, as you heard, was not a very long one. It's It's a very short. There's a few of Edgar Allan Poe's poem that are on Wikipedia as an audiobook. Not very many, but at least it's something, right? Something's better than nothing. And as I said earlier, you can go to LibriVox, which I'll link that one as well now. They also have quite a bit of audiobooks that you can have for free. Now there I'm not sure if you can use those audiobooks freely on your YouTube channel. So do guys take a moment to research that before you use any of the audiobooks you get from LibriVox on your YouTube channel. Okay, so do take a moment that you check that out because I don't want you guys to get in trouble because of me. Okay, so definitely check out. But I know for Wikipedia, I showed earlier, they do authorize whenever you see that it's, oh yeah, you can use this for free, go ahead. They also link the proof for it, okay? So that way you don't have to take my word for it. You can always verify for yourself as well, okay? I'm trying not to be, give you guys, bad information or misleading information. But even with me, guys, you can always double check, triple check, quadruple check to make sure everything is good to go and I'm not leading you astray. And if I am wrong or you disagree, don't be afraid to tell me, guys, okay? So I'm going to give you a little link for LibriVox in just a second. So there you guys go. Okay. So I'm going to call it a night, guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here and spending a few minutes with me. I hope that you guys enjoyed this and I hope that was interesting. Please feel free, like I said, guys, to give me your opinions and thoughts on my stream, on my content, on this video. Maybe you have an idea of something you want me to do. Okay. As you guys know, I teach French on Mondays. I have my art review on Tuesdays, my book review on Fridays, my movie review on Saturdays, and of course, Sunday, Mondays, and Tuesdays, I do my book reading. Now, my book readings were at 9:30 on those 3 mornings, but like I said earlier, I do have a new part-time job. So Sunday morning is still at 9:30, but from now on, I have to change the Tuesday for very early in the morning at 6:30, and the Thursday one will be at 9:30. Okay, I might have to change it again. The Tuesday one, I might put it Wednesday, Thursday, but I'm not sure about that, guys. Okay, I'm still working on it. Like I said, I just started this week this other job, so I'm trying to find my rhythm of things here, guys. All right, so I might be changing things again just to figure things out for myself here as well. Okay, so hopefully, guys, you still enjoy my content and you still find it interesting. But even if you're here just to support, I'm very appreciative of it, guys. So have a great night, have a great Friday, and I love you, and so does somebody else. If you want to find out who it is, go and ask. Okay? Have a good one, guys. Love ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. All right, guys. Have a great Friday night, and thanks again for being here.